Hello, everybody. We are live. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I had a bit of a time myself, okay? I've just been kind of focusing on things outside of internet stuff. I kind of got sick, okay, if you're wondering, like why I've been kind of absent. I got other stuff to work on. I've been working on chess off stream. Okay, so Uh, this weekend, I am a little bit upset, but I had an opportunity to play in Chess Punks Champs qualifier. And I played both day one and day two. However, I did very poorly. But, I went over the games post mortem, but we're going to go over them again on stream. Isn't that fun? We're gonna go over them on stream. Isn't that fun? It's your friend Rebecca Lauren doing some chess stuff because we're having some fun again. Isn't that fun? And we're on chess.com again. I think I do need I do need some kind of indication that we're on chess.com. I believe they like that when you do it. I'm not like a partnered streamer with chess.com, but I think it's good form to be able to do that. Let me just set that up really quick. I need to go and actually get chess.com OBS overlay. Chess.com logo. I'll just screenshot it. Transparent. Here we go. Chess.com resources. Chess.com logo. Okay, which one are we doing? Save image. Documents. Okay, add it to the overlay here. Add image. Chess.com logo. Browse. Documents. Oops. Okay, there we go. Chess.com. Let's go. I don't have a premium membership right now. I can't afford it. I had an opportunity to earn a year of membership plus a month of coaching plus plus a month of coaching plus it would have had an opportunity to play in the finals of Chess Punks champs, which would have if I just placing would have given me, just qualifying would have gotten me a year of diamond membership, a year of Chessable premium, and a month of free coaching leading up to the tournament. And then during the tournament, depending on how well I did, I would have been eligible for some kind of stipend that would pay for a lot of stuff. Like it would pay for chess tournaments, it would pay for chess coaching, it would pay for chess books, anything related to my chess growth, they would have paid for. But I don't know. I missed out on my opportunity because I played badly. But we're not going to let that keep us down over here in my channel. We like to stay positive. Okay? We like to keep things because I get upset really easily, and so the counter to that is to be positive and to overcome those problems by being positive. We got to be positive. Let me go. Chess Punks logo. Do they have a logo? Official Chess Punks merch? That's kind of crazy. I'm not a part of chess punks. I mean I kind of am, but I'm not like officially part of it. I guess we're gonna not. I'm gonna not put the. I guess I could put the hashtag in there. I guess I could push the hashtag. Let me make a logo maker. Is there one on the internet? Logo maker. Online. Free logo maker. Oh, I could just do a generate a logo from text. Create your own logo online. Text logos maker. Brand crowd. Generate hashtag chess punks. Create logos. Here we go. I kind of like this one. Oh no. Okay. How about this one? Can I save it? Can I download it? Can I download it? Oh, they want me to pay money. How about I do a AI art generator, AI logo generator from text. Make your own artificial intelligence logo. Hashtag chesspunks. Gaming channel. Punk up your game. Generating a logo. Oh, I kind of like some of these. Check it out. I'm gonna try out some of these. This one's simple. Some of these are kind of weird. Okay, let's try out some of these. Let's try out some of these. And one of these, and one of these, and one of these. Okay, let's load up the screenshots. We got screenshots out the wazoo. We got screenshots everywhere. Screenshots coming out your pants, coming out the window, going, hey, we don't know what's going on. I kind of like this one. Simple. You know, to the point. Punk up your game. There we go. How do you like it? You like it? You like it? You like it? Oh my goodness, they like it. They like me. Oh yes, they like me. Okay, okay. How about we just don't take ourselves so seriously.
Why so serious?
We're gonna play some chess, I think. Let me fix up this thing. Let me fix up this thing. I need to fix up this thing because it's not right. I need to fix up this thing. Let's add a little bit more cropping. I need to crop it a little bit more. Uh, eh, uh, eh, eh, uh, eh, uh, uh, eh, 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 eh. Need to wait 5 seconds because I'm too lazy to move it out of the space. Oh nose. Oh nose. Right on the nose. Couple more pixels. Couple more pixels. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay. No, it's not it. Two more pixels. I have a 5-second render delay. Just in case something naughty happens. You never want anything naughty on your stream, especially if you're sponsored. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I don't have enough viewership to be sponsored. But I wish someone would sponsor me anyway. Like with, a chess stipend. So I can play chess and improve chess. But we're not there yet. I have to earn it. That's how chess works. You gotta earn it. Okay, maybe 2 more pixels? Okay, that's good. Okay, now let's move this a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger. And then make me a little bit bigger. Well, yeah, let's put it there. Put it there, pal. Just a little bit more. Ugh. How about we move this? A little bit there. Maybe we should little down this. Okay, 1 more pixels. One more pixel. I think that's perfect. And then back to this logo. There. We could Oh, I don't know if it's... There's Wheeze Goes. Maybe center that a little bit more. There's Wheeze Goes. Or I can put that over here. There! And then maybe Chest Punks. Yeah, because if I had guessed, they would go above me. Okay, I think that's fine. Yeah, our new chess.com layout. Let's go. Okay, I think that's enough for now. We'll try out different versions of the logo over time. I think that's the good one. I think it's straight to the point, simple. Okay, so now we're gonna actually, well, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, I didn't transition it. That's why. Okay, that's not, that's the new layout. Okay. It's, okay, and then let me copy and paste. Um, oops. Chess box. Okay, copy and paste. Paste reference. And copy, paste reference. Okay. Now we're good to go. Now we're good to go. Are we? Are we good to go? Are we good to go or are we not? Are you good to go? I don't think so. I don't think you're ever good to go cuz you're an idiot. No, we don't make fun of people over here. But what we do is we destroy them on the chessboard. Okay? So, let's just go through this game. I think I lost it. Yeah, I lost this game. So we didn't destroy oh no's in this game. I think I had a winning game, but unfortunately, it doesn't always work out that way. But hello, stranger, enormous vocabulary. Hi. Were you in the tournament? Enormous vocabulary, your name sounds familiar. I think you were in the tournament. But we're reviewing my games, and then this one was unfortunately like a very unfortunate upset here because I was winning. I had to play. I've seen you before. You must have been in my stream. Oh, right. Yeah. I get it now. You were in Rookie's stream. Okay. Well, welcome to my stream. I haven't been live for like a few weeks or something. I was playing some 10 by 10 drafts last time I was playing. But now we're playing some chess and I got to look over my games. Okay, so like let's go. I went E4. Everyone knows that's best by test. Okay, that's not that exciting. The reason why I like playing E4 is because it gives you a variety of options as black, which gives me a variety of opening types. And I think like Bobby Fischer and Magnus Carlsen are both a fan of playing multiple openings, multiple types of openings. And the thing is when you play E4, you're inviting like a whole bunch of you're inviting a whole bunch of different lines. Like there's you know, obviously E5, the open game. You have E6, the French game. You have what is this? The what is this, like the Scotch Gambit? I don't know if that's what it is. Uh no, that's against D4. That's the Dutch. Uh then you have the what is this called? The Scandinavian. Okay, if you want to go to Scandia, you get all kinds of fun. But if you play the Scandinavian, you're probably not going to have fun. At least if you don't understand it. If you understand how to play it, you're probably going to have a blast. You can play C5, which is my favorite reply. That was a very kind of like strategic planning kind of positional play, in my opinion. People say it's tactical. I actually think Sicilian opening is very positional compared to most other replies to e4. And then you can either play the Caro-Kann, which I don't particularly enjoy playing. I think it's a little bit. If I'm going to go for that, I may as well just go for e5. There's also the modern defense. I don't know. My opponent played, what is this? The Alekhine defense, which I don't know exactly what the line is, but I've just been pushing the pawn. I'm pretty sure the line here, knight f6, uh, what's, yeah, what? Explore, 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 explore. Oh, yeah, e4, knight f6. Alkine's defense is a hyper-modern response to e1, e4. Black lets white establish a presence in the center with the goal of proving it overextended. Although one black knight f6 is only black's 8th most popular response to 1e4, it scores as well as some much more common moves like the French defense and the Perk defense. I don't know. What are some of the lines here? E5 is the most common, 27,000 games played. Knight C3 is an interesting kind of reply. It's kind of like basically harmonious looking. D3, kind of like establishing a slow center. I think E5 is a good aggressive approach, which is what I played, because it puts pressure on the knight already. Now I was replying with some more pressure. I don't really know how else because I replied this way every single time. I'm not going to look at the opening explorer just yet. Um, I think maybe what happens is I allowed too much development for black. I don't think this is particularly terrible, but what can I play besides bishop c4? If I could just like continue development with the pawn, I think that just like establishing the center right away, or getting the knight developed. I don't want to develop this knight yet because it offers a trade, and black already kind of wants to get rid of that knight because you've already kind of lost some tempo. I guess it's like currency. It's like the more you move a piece, the more it's like if you have like an old pair of underwear and you've been wearing it for a while, like years, and it's got like a really like the elastic wore out, you kind of want to get rid of those as soon as possible. So instead of just like, getting used to it, and even when it has like holes in it and stuff, I don't know why it has holes in it. I mean, you don't ask me. But you kind of want to get rid of it. So like if I offer to trade, I just develop that night. It's a fresh off the presses, and I probably want to keep it. Whereas black would just trade it off. So like that would be that would be pretty. And also it would double up my pawns. Which maybe it opens up my rook file for the b file, but I don't really particularly think that that's very useful, especially since I have this pawn way out in the middle of nowhere. I have doubled up pawns. Black hasn't developed, but black basically used up that knight in order to create like this weird structure for me, which maybe in the long term I could utilize this semi-open b file. But why force that when I could just develop my bishop? How do I get back to this? Just refresh the page. I should go into the analysis board, shouldn't I? No, I can't do that on the same. Yeah, there's some problems with. Okay, I'm having some issues. Let me turn off stylish. Cause I have like a nice like style here, but it's like messed up now. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. That is definitely a problem. So I think to fix it, I can change the pieces. This may be why in round 7 I thought I only had 2 bishops and 2 rooks. It was probably because of this plugin. I really want to use it though. It's really good. Like it's a really good plugin. It's a really good plugin. I don't want to leave it. I don't want to lose it. Oh well. I don't like the see like I don't like the normal wood ones. The the normal wood the normal wood and neo pieces don't look as good. And so it's like frustrating because I want to be able to to use the nice pieces. But instead, I guess we're gonna use the regular old pieces. Yeah, the dark wood looks weird. What is this? Dark wood. Dark wood. Dark wood. Dark wood. Yeah, how come like the wooden boards never look good? It's really frustrating. It's frustrating. Frustrating me. You're frustrating me. I'm being so frustrated right now. Walnut isn't too bad. I really want to use that. Stylish. Oh, maybe if I turn off the other ones. Well, that's for lead chess anyway. But well, I have my upside down pieces work. What's this all about? My upside down pieces work. How come the other one doesn't work? Did it update? Do I have to reinstall it? Is there a newer version now? Chess.com package. Let's go back to userstyles.org and let's see if I need to just reinst. Maybe there's a new version. Chess.com package. True dark neo pieces. I guess we could just stick with that. But somebody like added like one that had like a whole bunch of nice stuff on it. Like it had like like nice animations. Chess.com package version. Let's delete it and then install it again. Um, it was like really nice. See, the problem here is that like the board keeps changing. That's why I usually use display capture. This is frustrating me at all, like all the way. So, oof, frustrating me so much. Okay, if I go to my archive, let's just go back to it. Okay, I'm getting frustrated. Am I? Am I getting frustrated? Or am I not? We'll never know. Um, we might not know. We might know. We might not know. I think what happened was I changed my settings in chess.com. Ugh. I guess I'm just stalling. Oh, oops. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was muted. I was muted. I was muted. I'm sorry about that. How are you? How are you doing, Catalina? This is not my normal setup. This is like I've been using a different website and I just want to get back to chess.com to try it out for a while again. Because there's like lots of interesting, stuff going on there. Where's the window capture? Oh, yeah, see, this is the problem with window capture, is it like you have to like reset it. And it's frustrating because it like resizes. And when it resizes, it messes up everything. It messes everything I set up, which is frustrating. Because I set it up perfectly, and now it's not set up that way anymore. Oh, I set it up for the archive. That's the See, it like resizes too many times. That's the problem. That's why I usually do display capture. When I'm actually like playing the game, this is in the game review. Let me just switch over to display capture because this is frustrating me. I don't like dealing with stuff that's just gonna break all the time. I'm just so used to doing display capture, and also it also means that I could just drag you guys into this. Oh, thanks for the follow, Catalina. It just means I can drag you guys into this. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now I don't have to worry about it breaking all the time. It doesn't look as pretty, but I prefer display capture specifically because it's just easier to deal with. It's just so much easier to deal with. And then now does stylish work? Was it because of that? Oh, does it only work when you're playing the game? Does it not work during analysis? Is that what's going on? No, it's just not working anymore. That's frustrating. Oh well. What about the dark pieces? Yeah, it's just not working anymore. That's frustrating. Oh well. I think it'll be fine. It's just one of those things. But yeah, now I can drag you guys into the conversation. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? It's because that's how I roll. Let's Oh, oops. I forgot to fix that. Uh There is a problem now though. Okay, so now I have to move my webcam, which is really frustrating. Oh god, that's just I gotta undo the crop. This is it's just so frustrating because like it keeps changing size depending on which page you're on. So I have to like do this. Let me bring this out here. I gotta do some housekeeping here. This is really frustrating. I prefer display capture for this reason, but it just doesn't really look good. Okay. So now if I just do this. This. Okay, and then make it smaller. Chess City, Velner. Yes, what we're doing. We're doing it chess style. Oppa chess style. Yeah, that's so lame. I am lame. I am boring. I am stupid. I am an idiot. No, I'm not. I am actually super awesome and pretty and amazing. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. We're doing some chess analysis. Uh, because I played I unfortunately didn't qualify, but I played in a Chess Punks Champs qualifier tournament yesterday. I mean, well, over the weekend, and I did not do too well. I didn't do bad. I didn't do well. So it's like, ne'er do wells. I'll be like that. Oh. Mm, and there's Wheeze goes. That is fine. That is fine. Now, does it break when I go to the analysis? If I go to archives, if I load up a game, does it break? Good, it doesn't. Good, good, all according to my plan. But it opens up a new window when I do game review, which is unfortunate. I think when I just do game review, um, what I can do, I can load a new window capture. Game review. For analysis. And I'll just manually do it each time. What is going on? Why is it? Oh, because it's covering. Everything. Everything is covered. Why? Why? What even happened here? What did I do to deserve this? What what did I do? Game review. Okay. Unlock the preview and there. So when I do game review, I have to just manually edit it out. Oof. I got the yeah. Oh, what even is this? Am I just stupid? Am I stupid? I think so. I think so. There we go. Okay, so if I go into the game review, it'll, I mean, if I go into analysis, if we load the analysis, and load that up. Okay, yeah, okay, now it works. Then it'll open up in a new tab. Now if I go back to the thing again and click game review, okay, it'll load the same window. Okay, so as long as I keep it in the same window, and what I can do is I can actually load up Roadhouse. I can load up every single game. There we go. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to load up every single game ahead of time. Okay, control click, control click, control click. Okay, here we go. Now we have every game loaded up. Control tab, control tab, control tab, control tab. Let us go. Okay. Close off the game review. Okay, here we go. Now we're finally ready to actually look over the games. Now that I'm in, this is why I normally don't stream on chess.com, by the way. It's a little bit more hectic. And it kind of, I'll get used to it again, but like it kind of throws off my whole vibe because it gets me into a different state of mind and I don't really think correctly and it's hard for me to function. But we're here and we're gonna look through the game now. So yeah, usually just pushing the pawn and then fighting it directly. I actually don't know what else I could do here. This is still pretty even. I don't see this as bad. I think just moving the bishop back, probably for the best. You know, not trading off the bishop. Moving in the knight, getting development. I think I am a little bit slower here than white. I feel like I could have just, developed the knight here. Or even just kind of gone for this early push and then developed the knight. But here we are. And it's, kind of like that. Feels good, man. Long usernames. True. Okay, and I just think having the center pawns are probably for the best. I didn't see anything particularly wrong with this position. It was mostly just, I think like later in the game I started to choke up. I don't want to take en passant here because en passant. I don't want to think. I don't want to take. Cumberbatch, Cumberbatch, I don't want to take Cumberbun here. I don't want to take Ombersant on Bersant. I don't want to take on Aunt Bersant. Okay, I don't want to take Aunt Bersant because she's a bit high maintenance. Aunt Bersant, Aunt Bersant, Aunt Bersant. She's a little high maintenance. I'm gonna say that right now. She's a little high maintenance. But she works well with people, and she follows coaching really well. Wait, are we talking about Aunt Bersant or are we talking about me? Probably me. No, I'm actually really easy to work with, but I am kind of high maintenance. But if you can get over the high maintenance, I'm actually really easy to work with, and people are generally pleased with my results when I work with people. Um, from my own experience, people are very pleasantly surprised when they start working with me. I think that, bringing the bishop out, is just putting pressure on c2. Nothing really crazy right now. There's really nothing going on. Maybe if you did move like that, you could just defend the bishop that easily, so it's not terrible. Not terribly wise to bring out the queen for a check, even if that were the case, even if there was a check. I think I wanted to. Maybe this is a little too slow. The evaluation bar says it's fine, but I actually think this is a little too slow. It does prevent knight b4. It does prevent knight b4, but I think that maybe I should have focused on getting my knight developed and castling, which this rook can kind of get lifted up a little bit, because you got to lift you up. We got to get lifted up by lifting the rook. And I think that I think this would have been just like a lot smoother. Just like continue my development. This is already a theoretical line because I didn't play this. I didn't play f4. What happened? Oh no, I did play f4. Okay. Yeah, I didn't play that. I didn't play knight c3 or knight f3. I think this is a very strong development. I have a bishop and knight developed, a very strong king side, and center. Very strong king side and center. Now maybe my queen side, it's amply defended on my queen side, even though black is attacking the king side a lot with the knights on the queen side. So I have a stronger king side, and after I castle, gonna have a much stronger king side. But my queen side, it's defended right now, and maybe just develop the knight, and then everything's kind of Gucci. But I really don't think it's like terribly bad for either side here. I could have just developed knight f3 fine, but instead I played a little bit of a slow prophylactic move, and just I didn't want the knight coming over at all, and I just kind of took away black's chances. Oh noes, I took away her chances. And then she played e6, just kind of like develop, the bishop, it's also why a3, it's like prophylactic. It's like now black, she can't develop her bishop with check now. That would have been with tempo. Because if I had played knight f3 and then e6 and then castles, now you can play the bishop here, and there's a lot of pieces actually on the queen side. Now the evaluation bar is saying it's better for white, but at the same time, I really don't like playing positions where my opponent has very active pieces. So I'm gonna go back to the main line. Oh no, that's not the main line. Well, that is, but yeah. So I think like not really much that really not really much that this opens up the bishop, but there's like nowhere for the bishop to go except for e7. So I think maybe she should have played g6 even. Maybe start attacking this pawn because the bishop is the only one defending. But like, or maybe just slow down and just castle and eventually come in and attack f4 later on. But she decided to open up the bishop towards the queen side, which was a mistake because the bishop can only develop to e7, and the king side can't really be attacked right now. It looks like knight f3, just developing a knight, getting ready to castle. H6 doesn't really seem to make too much sense because I don't know if the knight would come out this early. For example, let's say you just developed the bishop. My knight came out. You could even just trade off that bad bishop, and now I have my pawns doubled up. I do have a semi-open f file, but I think black's doing just fine here for trading off the bad bishop because I am defending so many squares on the queen side. So I think that would have been better. Just develop the bishop, and I wouldn't play here. Like, this would be way better for black, and the evaluation bar agrees. This is just way better for black. You just trade off, and it's a good trade off. Because that bishop's pretty bad. It'd been a bad boy. And I would just castle here. But h6 gave me a little bit of tempo. I developed the knight, just kind of blocks in my bishop, so maybe I should have played the bishop first. The evaluation bar is not really liking that. I'm thinking maybe I could even just be a little bit aggressive in a little bit. Maybe just develop the queen here, and then prepare to push c4. I could just castle, and this is pretty fine. Maybe develop the knight further up, but like, what am I gonna do? The queen side is pretty defended. Maybe bring the knight over here, and the pawn is unable to push to attack the knight, so not so great. This is perfectly fine though. Remember, the evaluation bar doesn't mean everything. Remember, it's like stockfish is, like a beast. Okay, I mean, this is even. Okay, like if you let the evaluation bar kind of even out after a bit, then it kind of works out pretty well. If you just keep letting it run. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, if you keep letting it run, it's gonna become more accurate. But I mean, I think this is like, it's just still just fine for white. It says it's better for black. It's only like, it says it's a pawn better for black. Okay, that's stockfish. Okay, we're not stockfish. Okay, we need to kind of calm ourselves down a little bit and realize, I did end up pushing the c4 eventually, in actually like a one more move. So the bishop comes out. Like I said, that's the only place the bishop can go. I think there's got to be some kind of more aggressive move here for black. Uh, just looking for examples. Uh, maybe prepare the queen to come out eventually, castle queenside. Because I mean, what's this bishop gonna do? Or maybe even just try to do this for long-term play. Because if you play over here, now the rook is stuck defending. If I move this pawn at all, like then it's weakened. Bishop is stuck defending. Rook stuck defending. Not so great for black, I don't think, but it's not terrible. I think this is just getting ready to castle. That's also perfectly playable. Castling, there is like a potential rook lift coming in one day, attacking g7, but you know, not crazy. Black just castles here. Protecting the king's always good. Everything's developed. Rooks are on their developed squares. Probably black wants to bring the pawn here to a4 to attack this bishop. Bishop can tuck away, but, not unlike Tucker Carlson in his career. But you could eventually lift the bishop. I think Tucker Carlson is going to do just fine, by the way. That guy has a lot of clout. However, I think there will come a day where people who have very volatile platforms will eventually get their just desserts. And I think goodness will prevail. I really do. I really don't think that propagating hate and all that kind of stuff, I don't really think that's going to last. I think in the short term, it's really easy money. So, he's going to get his money and he's going to retire, but, whatever. What are you going to do about it? I can't do anything about it. I can just play some chess. I barely. Okay, so attacking my rook, so I gotta deal with that. Like I said, I'm kind of high maintenance. So I gotta deal with that somehow. The rook's under attack. I could just sack the exchange. Maybe thoughts of bringing the queen to defend the king side. Because there's a lot of pressure over here from black. But I don't really know if I want to sack the exchange. Uh, so I just moved the rook up. I don't think that was best. I think I could have moved the rook here. Actually, I could have countered the knight, blocking the bishop further. You take the rook. I can probably reposition the knights. Let's see. You have to move the knight. Close the center. Engine's liking it for both sides. I just don't really know how else to deal with this, besides countering the attack. If you take if I take here, it's just way better for black, so I have to capture the bishop. You save the knight, but is there a better move than knight d7? I don't really see anything. You don't want to go back to your home square because then you're just gonna not have anywhere to go except back home. Maybe long term play a7, knight 8, knight 8 a7, and then I don't know. That's way too cramped for me. So I would just play here. And I think it's fine for both sides here. I'm down the exchange, but I was managed to close the center, although we both have the knight pair. And the evaluation bar says it's pretty even, so I wouldn't say this is terrible. It's a little hard to see because sacking the exchange, I know a lot of people don't really want to sack the exchange, but sometimes sacking the exchange is actually kind of beneficial, especially if you get some kind of other positional advantage. like pushing the knight back and maintaining a very strong position in the center. And now I'm starting to get pawns advancing into black's camp. So I think it's pretty okay. That wasn't what was played. Unfortunately, I played a little premature developication. Not premature attaculation, as Caruana would say. Yeah, the problem with this is, yeah, there's like lots of stuff under attack, and there's not enough defenders, so I lose a piece here. That was the problem with that. That's why I couldn't save the rook, because the bishop coming in, it's not just attacking the rook, it's also attacking this pawn, which is defended not once, not but twice, and I'm only defending it twice. So if black starts the attack with a pawn, I take. Black, she takes, I take, and now I'm screwed. Like, you know, I can continue on from here, but it's pretty over. There's pretty much not much else to really look at here, unless I made a huge blunder. But at this point, it was already game over. I think that was the game-losing move. Was saving the rook in absence of allowing. But saving the rook, but allowing a very strong attack from black. And then when she came in here with the pawn, that was the big deal, because otherwise, if she just played like something like queen e7, I mean queen d7, then and then like I moved the rook out of the way, and then you take the pawn, or no, if you just took the pawn right away. I can take with the knight takes, and then bishop takes. And that's like an even trade. Light squared bishop is still looking pretty nasty, but other than that, like, it's actually not so terrible. Bishop d3 is a very tricky move to see, though, because I thought that I was defended enough, but I need to learn how to count better. Maybe if this pawn was here. But I think sacking the exchange is a hard move to see, though. And you know, this also kind of saves the position as well, because it takes away all the pressure that she had was on c4. And when I move the pawn to c5, not only does it further blockade her dark squared bishop, but it also attacks the knight on c6. So, you know, the knight would have to move eventually. Obviously, if you just move the knight, that's way better for me because I can save the rook. It'd be better to just move here, I think. Now this isn't so bad. It's still even. But you know, obviously sacking the exchange would be the answer. Maybe take with the king is not as good. Maybe planning on moving the knight over. You know, like, and I think this is pretty fine. It's pretty playable. I have ideas of pushing on f4, f4, f5, and maybe somehow bringing the queen over to the g file and taking the pawn, you know, to pin the pawn on g7 to take the pawn on h6. Those are probably the ideas here. Now, what would black have? Black would probably want to try to curb in that material advantage somehow. Maybe start advancing pawns on the queen side, because all the pressure. Try to somehow get that bishop to a more active square eventually. If knight takes, queen takes, and now there's a lot more pressure. So, you know, I think this would probably be still very playable. However, my dark squared bishop is still not very active. You know, like what am I really gonna do here? I think there's like not much. Maybe the knight on g3 isn't so great, but yeah, I mean, how are you gonna attack? I have like a nice outpost here. I mean, that would be bad apparently. Oh yeah, because it's only defended twice. So after takes, and I lose a pawn. Maybe the queen takes, and with pressure on the f4 pawn. There are all sorts of stuff that could happen. Maybe I wouldn't want to bring the knight over here. Maybe instead I'd bring the queen over. If the queen a bishop comes in, I take, take. or even just take with the knight first. The pawn would come in. Engine doesn't like that move. Um, so I'm trying to see what I could do here. Maybe bring in the queen for a pin. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that would definitely not be the right move for black. Yeah, probably move out of the pin, but then I can just check. So, um, maybe attacking the center. I have no idea. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, this one I was playing the black pieces. Another E4 game. I always play Sicilian defense. Sometimes I try different openings just to sometimes I try different openings just to try things out different, but usually I play C5. This is the slower development version with the Alapin variation, I believe. Um, and what it does is it kind of allows central pawns more. I don't understand completely the ideas. Hey, what's up, Twice Slicer? Yeah, I am on. I am on. I am on. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I am on. Well, I guess I could still use a display capture. Keep it in the background like that. So that's kind of cool. Or what I can do instead. Oh no, that's fine. Okay, I'm getting a little tired already. Wow. I'm kind of worn out from the weekend, by the way. So after this game, I think I actually it's been an hour. I know it's like a super short stream today, but I really want to review these games properly. And I think I can do this one more game and then I'm gonna have to take a break and we're gonna have to finish the rest of the game review later or tomorrow or something. Over time, I think it's fine. Either way, I have one game review on, so I could put that up on YouTube later. If I'm not lazy. If I am lazy, then I can put it up tomorrow. I can finish these reviews anytime. Obviously, I have no time restraint. There is no time crunch. I don't particularly know all the ideas of the Alapin, but basically the idea is that, um, yeah, I don't know why you move the queen twice. But Sandy, uh, it getting the queen out very early in the Sicilian. Although this is, from what I understand, you generally only bring the queen to the king side in the open Sicilian, and by playing the Alapin, isn't that like a closed Sicilian? So, the idea of having a closed center rather than open center, from what I understand. So, um, yeah, it's a lot of I made maybe not a mistake, but um, I think the idea. So like, let's just look. So if you like, just to oops, need to go to the analysis. That's why. Okay, so I think like you bring the pawn in this way. And if I take, the idea is that now it's still a closed center and I don't have enough defenders. So that's the idea behind the early C3 is that white wants to keep a central pawn structure. That's like the big idea of playing c3 early in the Sicilian, in the C section. I mean, in the Sicilian, in the Caesarean. Uh, so normally you just get the knight out, and then eventually you push. And the idea here is that I don't want to take because it gets very active center for white, and I have nothing developed. Like maybe I get the queen developed, but there's like it helps white develop more. And there's really not much I can do if I do an early trade. So I think the idea here is, obviously if white trades, you just, capture towards the center and you keep your center pawns. So it's not really good for white to trade here. If you push here, the knight takes. So, you develop the other knight. If you take, then I take. And I still have a very strong pawn structure. The problem here is like I do lose some tempo, I think. The problem with this is actually a mistake, because you can defend. You can defend, but then I get a pawn, so that's losing for white. Maybe white's compensation is she gets to castle, but then I get to develop, and I'm perfectly fine. If you move this queen away, obviously I'm going to bishop, so the queen is tied down. Maybe you move the rook there, but then I could just move the queen back. So that's why you don't want to push against that knight, and especially that's why you don't want to trade off that knight as white. You definitely do not want to try going for that knight because of the check. And you're forking the pawn and the king. So instead, white chose to play this Alapin variation, which the idea here is that if you take, now there's a strong central pawn structure, and not only that, but the knight on c6, which would probably be a little bit misplaced now. For example, if I developed here, you push and you're starting to attack the knight, and the knight has to go somewhere. But where are you going to go? Maybe going on to the king side. You further develop, defending the pawn. Maybe I defend and make an outpost here, but I'm a little bit backwards. I'm a little bit in my own camp here. Meanwhile, white is starting to progress over into the black camp. And so there's just like a whole bunch of stuff going on with this variation, the ideas of the Alapin variation. Which ways to prevent that, for example, instead of I don't know if you would trade this early, but I was just doing that to show the idea. So like maybe ways to counter that is you play e6, because now if you attack, I take with the pawn takes, and I probably just move the knight over. You can start to put pressure on, but I can develop, just like push the pawn. You'd want to develop the knight differently, I think. Yeah, there's lots of ideas here. Defending the pawn and then bringing out the knight. I don't particularly think any of those ideas are useful, because I don't know if you want to do an early d5, I mean early d4, and then you take, and which the idea of the whole idea of playing c4 after e4, I mean c5 after e4, the whole idea is you're guarding the d4 square, because you don't want white to have a strong center, and by playing c3, you're trying to keep that center. So I'm gonna have to try to put pressure on it. Maybe I even play e5. So now if you push, then I take, and I don't know if it's particularly good to take here, but then I do get to develop. The queen has to go somewhere, to go out for dinner, and you just bring the queen over to a4, and you can just continue to develop, pushing the pawn. If pawn pushes, now, and you can still, you can just take, because there's no pin. But it does kind of keep that pawn stuck there. But like just to showcase like the ideas behind the early c3, because you wanna keep the pawn on the d file with that idea. Okay, so developing a knight, this is like pretty standard. Now, normally the old Sicilian is when you play is in the what in the opening variation of playing knight f3. So you play knight c6. This is actually the old Sicilian, which is the way that people used to play it. I guess like in the 1700s, 1800s. It's still pretty good. It gets an early knight development, controls the center. Now, normally the modern variation is people play d6, from what I'm aware of. The idea is behind this is if you push, push, take, take. Um, if you push, take, 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 because I'm gonna get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump. Um, I think normally, well, it would develop somehow first. But then, now if you push, you don't want to push. That knight looks tempting. In both variations, like you don't want to push that pawn because like, well, first of all, still I have that check. But is there anything different in this position? Not really. Um, Not only that, but I'm winning the knight, so that's why it's like, uh, yeah, maybe defending with the queen instead, because now I'm not forking the knight. Well, I mean, I'm still defending the knight. See with the knight, so that's why you don't want to push that pawn. You see, like, if I were to check here, you move the queen, I check. You have to get out of check. I guess you have to defend with the knight. Now you have to move your pieces back, and that's not so great. And so now like maybe I even just continue my development and look how many pieces I have dominating the center. That's not something you want your opponent to have. So generally, I think the idea behind d6 is that you're definitely preventing an early push. For example, you can do an early push here probably, because now there's no check. Now there's no fork because the pawn's there, but also my pawn's there. On pawns on d2 and the pawns on white pawn on d2 and black's pawn on c5. That blocks the queen from the fork plus the knight's defending. So like maybe that allows an early e5 push, although that's a little bit too early for me. But like just to showcase the idea, like you can still push the pawn now if you wanted to, even with the knight there defending. Now with d6, if you push the pawn, I don't know if you'd actually want to worry about it. Maybe you can even push c4. I don't really know why you'd want to do that. Maybe develop the bishop, pin the knight. If you trade queen takes, that actually helps white out a little bit here. You could pin the pawn here, but what am I missing here? I'm gonna get ready for a checkmate. Yeah, I don't know. So what happened in the game though is, yeah, like I said, white played the early c3, the Alpin variation, to make sure that there is a defender of d4, to keep a pawn center. She played bishop c4, getting the bishop out to the a2 the a2 g8 diagonal. Very good diagonal to have, especially in the early game. It's a very standard stuff. Like you play this in the not the Indian game. You might, but you play this in the Italian game. You play in the Four Knights game, etc. And there's lots of times you want the bishop on this diagonal. It's a nice. It's not the long diagonal, but it is an A diagonal, and like maybe have some spaces for the bishop to tuck away, but I can just block that pretty early. This is standard reply. Now I could also just play an early g6, but with the pawn on c3, this is not so great. I don't think because there's just too many pieces on the dark squares. And now after white just pushes, takes, the bishop is kind of you just move the other bishop here and you're defended properly. Or you could develop the knight to get ready to castle, probably. And I'm still gonna play like e6. Probably gonna play knight g e7, but yeah, I really don't. I really this ended up completely different. With white playing an early queen f3. I don't think I responded properly, and the evaluation is I just allowed equalization here, and so I didn't realize that. So well, how can I take advantage of this? I think the early queen f3. I could just continue my development. It does keep the knight kind of backwards. What am I missing here? It says black is like overwhelmingly winning here. Like I'm winning like more than a piece. Not really sure what's going on. What can I do to take advantage of this? I mean, specifically after queen f3, like what does that allow? It opens up this diagonal. I'm up like a whole pawn here. But after I play knight f6, apparently knight. This is a whole blunder. I mean, I don't particularly know why. That's why you really can't trust the evaluation bars so much. You still have to be able to find the moves, and a lot of the times the engines, they see a whole bunch of moves ahead, and you have to be able to see that way, and most humans can't. And even the humans who can probably need some time to do that. And they're still probably going to have a hard time seeing certain things. It depends. So here I was offering a queen trade. If you take, it actually helps me develop. So I don't think white needed to move her queen twice. I think maybe just pushing the pawn after takes, maybe threatening to push and attack the knight. I'm kind of stuck with like how am I going to develop? Oh, never mind. That's actually like attacking the queen now. Maybe now you move here. But there's just a whole bunch of attacks. So I can kind of see like white didn't want any of that, but that does kind of prevent the pawn from moving. So I just attack the queen and the bishop. I decide, you move back. The queen's already moved, not once, not twice, but thrice. And so now I just take the bishop and you take, and now the queen's moved 4 times. I can probably eventually just attack the queen that way with an a6 and a b5. Or I can attack right away. There is a pawn there. Pawn takes. I can check first. knight blocks, and then I take the pawn because now I'm defending with the queen. This pawn is defended by the bishop. So the queen comes in with a check. Now I get to develop my dark squared bishop. You take the pawn, but I can just offer a trade here and defend the rook. You take the pawn there, that way. So maybe I could have just given up that pawn and just moved my rook over here to defend this pawn. But I still think this is just fine. I'm still up some material. Actually, maybe. No, I'm not up material. I have 3 pieces. White has 3 pieces. I'm down a pawn. Yeah, on the B file. Attack the queen. Queen moves again. I think this is like what the... How many times has the queen moved? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, the queen's moved 9 times already. How many times has my queen moved? 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this point, 9 moves and 4 moves. So I've chased away white's queen to move 9 times, whereas my queen only had to move 4 times. Pawn takes, pawn takes. I still think this is like pretty decent. 3 pieces versus 3 pieces. Open files. My rooks need to breathe on those open files. Maybe develop the bishop with tempo. Not really with tempo. Oh no, not yeah. I mean, trade. Knight develops, and then castle. But now you can't. Now I can't do that. That prevents that. Bishop comes in attacking G2. Pawn comes in to defend. You could have also just castled here, I think. But no, then I win a knight. So you have to defend the knight. And also G2 at the same time. And I'm pretty sure F3 is the only move that does that. Is there any other move that does that? That defends both. You could just move the queen again. Bishop comes in with a reveal potential, reveal. Queen comes in, safe at last. Castles, attacks, pinning the knight to the rook. I just trade, and this was game losing. I should have just taken with the queen. Because after queen takes, bishop takes with tempo. Yeah, this was game losing here. Taking with the bishop first, it allowed this pin. That's game losing. Just take with the queen. I think I moved too quickly. Let's see. 430, 425, 425, 424. I took 5 seconds because there's 2-second increment. I took 5 seconds and I made the wrong choice. So this was where I lost the game. I needed to take the knight with the queen. I just took a piece. So white is gonna want to take back, and there's only one piece that can take back. Not like the anime. And there's really only one path forward. From there, there's maybe 2 squares. I kind of want to keep this pawn open, or maybe over here. Yeah. This is a very safe square because this is a permanently weak square for white because the pawns have already developed or been traded. So there's no longer any kind of structure here to attack the bishop. It's opposite colored bishops too, so it's rooks and opposite colored bishops. I have an extra bishop though, so if I didn't have this light squared bishop, then this would be a complete, probably a draw or even a loss for me here. but because I have the extra bishop, this is actually a win. However, I did not play correctly, and instead I took with the bishop, allowing the pin here. And as you can see, it kind of went pretty sour from there. You can't really... It's already over at this point, you know. It's like maybe I played accurately for the position, you know, but I also think I didn't play terribly accurately as well. Um, I think there were some blunders from white, but I also think I didn't capitalize on it. Let's see, where did I actually get the game back? Was here, because now I have the rooks lined up. Yeah, like now I'm starting to get the game back. And like I actually was like really excited because like even though I made a huge blunder, I had both rooks. I got rid of one of white's rooks. I like how did that happen? Okay, yeah, I traded off and then castled and then where'd the blunder happen? So allowing me to take the bishop. Obviously, that's a game changer for me. But you know, doubling up the rooks, getting a whole bunch of chances here. So obviously, allowing me to take the bishop was the huge blunder here. I think just trading those off, especially since a bishop and two rooks versus a queen and a bishop. So let's say you attack the bishop here. Or no, you attack my rook. But I take the rook, you take, and double up the rooks probably. This is still better for white. So I think allowing me to take the bishop was a game loser, but I then did not capitalize on it correctly. Yeah, this is not as game winning as I thought it was. I think pinning the pawn would have been better. Yeah, I'm trying to see like where I'm winning here. It's black to move. This gave away the advantage significantly. Could have even just traded off. Oh no, it's check, but yeah. So where was the advantage here? I'm up like a whole pawn here, and I'm just trying to see. I have these rooks on the 7th rank. Maybe I could have just attacked this way. No, just taking the pawn. No, oh, just yeah. I mean that looks nice, but okay, here maybe I don't know what's the line here. Rook ce2 is probably it's okay. I mean that's a little hard to see. I think because threatening checkmate. So now you have to like move the queen here. Wait. Okay, check. King h7. Queen d3 check. f5. Okay, 7. Yeah, I don't know. If from there it's pretty over. It's pretty over at this point. I had given up the game, but I had a fighting chance, and it was really hard to see. But you know, I actually did. You know, white did. She blundered at a certain point, and I actually allowing my rooks to have a very strong position. However, I needed to close off the escape squares and threaten g5, which would have been checkmate. You know, because the bishop's guarding, the rook's guarding, pawn is blocking. That would have been a huge threat to win. But unfortunately, It did not go that way. And I ended up getting checkmated on the left on the I ended up getting checkmated on the king side on the H file. On the left side of the board, unfortunately, getting checkmated is not good for your chess. Getting checkmated is game losing. Actually, oh, part of the board is missing. Oh no, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, no, it's not missing. I am getting pretty tired. I know I only just started the stream like an hour ago, an hour and 37 minutes ago. But I am getting pretty tired. It's been a long day. I had class this morning and all that. So I just thought I would like start my stream up again and get some chess going on chess.com, analyze my games from the Chess Punks Champs qualifier. And I reviewed the first 2 games. Unfortunately, they were my first 3 games on day 1 were a loss. I played pretty badly on day 2. I had a game that I was completely winning and I threw it away. But we're gonna go over that next time and potentially make some YouTube videos. I'm not really sure, but I gotta go. I'm getting pretty tired. I'm gonna get some rest. So bye bye. Hashtag chess punks on Twitter. Bye bye.